There are 3 fiery signs in the 12 zodiacs, that is Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. But all of them are different when you talk about their fire or their anger. They don't get angry all the time, but they take many things on the sentiment. That's the problem with them. As I said, it's a very controlled one. It's a very controlled nature. So you have to understand you're talking with the king. The problem in that, and no sorry works over there. You cannot make a Leo again back to your life just saying sorry or just giving them some bouquet or something like that, unlike the other zodiacs. Once they're done forever. Nothing is going to work. Like you see, when everything was going well enough, Bali was killed and Sugriva was given the Kishkinda, the entire state. Then Sugriva actually was taking it on a very casual note. The condition was once he concludes the entire state, he will be directly coming for the help of Sri Rama to find out Sita Maya. But Lord Rama now came his back to original form and said, okay, now I have to use my Brahmastra and it will take me a fraction of a second that I can actually dry up entire ocean. It will take me a fraction of a second. I am going to use my Brahmastra. So all the qualities we just talked about is for the first house Leo, when you are having the Leo ascendant, the Leo in the Lagan. So you will see more or less the above discussed qualities will be present. So there is one theorem before I proceed with Leo in each houses and how significantly this will show the results. And the point is, wherever Leo is situated and wherever Sun is placed in your chart, it is often seen you face a very difficult battle of pride between that 2 houses. For example, for Cancer ascendants, Leo falls into the 2nd house. And for example, let us assume that for this particular chart, your Sun got placed into the 10th house. So imagine a scenario, Cancer ascendant, Leo is in the 2nd house, Sun is in the 10th house. Now you are facing a very fine battle of pride, ego, between your family, between your relatives and your work. When you are having a Sun in the 10th house, you are too proudy to work in a department or in a field where you think that it's not serving your reputation. You just won't be able to do any kind of job. You require something very significant. You're too proud to do any kind of job. You need a basic segment, a basic standard of job when you are having a 10th house Sun. Eventually you got Leo in the 2nd house. Now your relatives are always into the question. So in many cases you have to choose between your family and your job. When for Cancer ascendant, Leo in the 2nd house, Sun in the 10th house, you will see a battle is there. You want to do something, your family wants you to do something, and when you try to mingle up together both the things, you lose each of that. If you prioritize your family, you will lose your career. If you prioritize your career, somehow you will lose your family, your relatives. So that's how this particular sign, wherever it gets placed, it shows certain impacts in life, right? Because the Leo is a sign of the honor, respect. Wherever this sign falls in the house, this particular house about, you demand honor over there. You demand respect over there. For example, 3rd house Leo or 3rd house Sun, you get fame due to traveling. You get fame due to skills. Whatever your skills are, you get name and fame because of that particular skill in your lifetime or because of traveling. So if you're having exalted Sun in the 3rd house, it's high chance that a very prominent government official or a leader or a politician will be your neighbor. But when you will start getting the fame, if you travel constantly, you would see your job profile, your business is going really well if you travel a lot. Or for many travel bloggers, who are very famous in their field, you would see they are having a Leo in the third house, or Sun in the third house, or Sun in the ninth house, aspect in the third house. Fourth house, Leo or Sun. Fame regarding home. People who are having a fourth house Sun, you would see they always do have a very big house. At least the major criteria where people are having a fourth house Sun, I'm talking about Astro Vastu now. Whenever you are having a Leo in the fourth house, Sun in the fourth house, or Leo having Sun in fourth house, in such cases, such people will have a very big veranda in their home or a very big balcony. So they do something unique design in their home, and because of that they become famous in their known circle. Everybody talks about their home. Okay, he has made certainly good house or a very good interior. It becomes a topic of the discussion. Because however Leo goes, it gives you a royal feeling over there. People loves to talk about you, maybe good, maybe bad. You will be always into the point of discussion. That's what Leo is. Fifth house Leo, which is his natural sign, or fifth house Sun. You get fame because of your children, because of your kids, because of the education of your kids. That's where you get the fame. So if you're having a Leo in the fifth house, you're very, very lucky in terms of children. You're going to get so many things from your child, from your kids. You eventually will get the fame. The more education, the more degrees you'll hold. As much as degrees you hold, as much as reputation you get. Leo in the fifth house, Sun in the fifth house, or Leo ascendant people. So I suggest people with Leo ascendants or Aries ascendant, because you get the Leo in the fifth house in that case, or Sun in the fifth house, get at least 3-4 degrees. You do masters and you do at least an additional degree. This will give you lots of push in your career. So in a sign of Leo, if you are having a Leo in 5th and the Sun in the 10th house, be rest assured you are getting the promotions for sure. Even if the Dashanta Dasha Lord gets placed in the 5th and 10th, you are getting a promotion, because 5th house is your chair, 10th house is your profession, career. So wherever a 5 and 10 connection is there, 5th Lord placed into the 10th house, 10th Lord placed in the 5th house, 5th Lord and 10th Lord in some particular position in the chart, Rashi exchange, Nakshatra exchange between those lords, get very, very assured you are going to get lots of promotions in life. Okay? A 5th 10th connection, a 5th 8th connection, demotions in life. 5th 8th, if you have a connection, it's a demotion. If you are having the 5th Lord in the 8th house, you will be really unlucky about your love life. You would see, okay, certain things are not going well because 5th house is your love life. You are being defamed over there. 5th Lord in the 8th house, 6th house, 12th house. You get defamation because of your love or your female friends. Your lady luck is not there. Leo in the 6th house, you get fame because of the work stability, discipline in the work field. You do something really good in your work field, in your professional zone, basically where you work actually. Your 6th house is your service job. So you do something good there, some discipline you bring there, and that's why you get the fame. If you're having a 6th house Leo or 6th house Sun, 6th house Sun, your colleagues will hate you. Your colleagues will have problems with you, but your boss will love you because you will do certain good work, certain management for your boss. In very significant cases, if you have a Sun Rahu combination, you will definitely have a conflict with your manager, with your boss. Without a question, without a doubt. 6th house Leo or 6th house Sun, your life will be okay if you have a routine established over there. If you don't follow a routine, because it's 6th house, it's Rog Green Shatru, be assured you will have lots of diseases, multiple diseases because of the Sun. You will have digestion problem, you will have related problem related to blood, problem related to fat, weight, problem related to cholesterol, problem related to knees, hair and eyes. Why I'm talking so much about that? If any day we make a video on the medical astrology, you'll understand why Sun or Leo in the 6th house gives you so many problems, unless and until you follow a discipline. To please Sun, to make Sun happy, the best remedy is to be into the discipline. Because sun is the most disciplined planet ever in the solar system. If it says, okay, it's a 5:30 sunrise today, sunrise will be done at 5:30. Doesn't matter if it's cloudy, if it's having a tornado, anything over there. If it says, okay, I'll set by 6:20 today, we'll set by 6:20 o'clock. So to please sun, be disciplined. Your sun will be good, your sun will be great. And 6th house sun, you should maintain an established routine. Your life will be fantastic. 7th house Leo, majorly 7th house Leo is never a good combination because sun gets debilitated in the 7th house in Libra. So sun in the 7th house, it's a natural debilation for sun. Sun in the Libra or Leo, the sign of Leo in the 7th house, you face problems related to marriage. You're disrespected by your wife, by your girlfriend, by your spouse. Especially sun in the 7th house, such male suffers with low sperm count, and that's why you get disrespected from your woman. So best remedy given to the Lal Kitab is to apply curds in the private parts in order to treat any problem related to your private organs for both men and women, because sun being present into the 7th house or Leo being present into the 7th house, it makes your private body parts extremely heated, and that makes a reason of demolishing the sperm count or the egg counts. So many people who are suffering in these certain problems are actually having sun in the 7th house or Leo in the 7th house, Mars in the 7th house, Sun Rahu combination, Mars Rahu combination in the 7th house. So in such cases, great remedy from Lal Kitab, apply curd, dahi, homemade dahi into your private parts, and then you can wash it while bathing. 8th house Sun or 8th house Leo, you become very, very famous, you get your fame because of your research, because of your research work, your traditional work, what you are doing from long. You did something very new in this particular thing. That's why you become very famous or you get a fame over there. Else, something you do in your in-laws, because of that everybody in in-laws praises you a lot, you become very, very famous in your in-laws, your wife's family. Mostly related to some property, mostly related to somebody's health, somebody's paperwork, anything you do over there, and because of that you become famous. 9th house Leo, 9th house Sun, fame regarding your guru, travel, higher studies, right, and something related to your father. When you are having a 9th house Sun, a Leo in the 9th house, you do something very great what your father left incomplete, or your guru wanted to do it, your teacher wanted to do it, or something related to higher education or some long-term travel. I have seen many people with Sun in the 9th house, Sun in very good position in the Navansh, Sun in Sagittarius or Leo in the 9th house, have done many great records with traveling, with some higher studies. I still remember one chart who got a world record to complete the Baral Jyotirling in the fastest recorded time. He was having a 9th house Sun. You get fame over there because of this particular thing, this particular placement. Now if you have a 10th house Leo or 10th house Sun, you become famous because of your father's finance. You start something, if you needed to start some business, you need your father's support, because this time Sun is in the house of Saturn, and Sun Saturn are the father's Sun. So to do something, to start something, to get the fame, you always require your father's support. The problem is you hardly get that support. Those who get the father's support, having a Sun in the 10th house, they are very lucky. You must use that resources your father is providing, and you must listen to your father. You are having a debt, although everybody of us are having a debt to our parents, but people who are having 10th house Sun, you must help your father financially. The moment you start doing that, anything, you bring any very minor thing maybe, but you should do some financial aid to your father, something to your father, and that time you would see you are prospering a lot, because now Sun is in the house of Saturn. Although it will give you a very slow growth, but when it will give you the growth, it will give you the growth at the best. So Sun in the 10th house, I always suggest you should not go for the business, go for the services, job, because in business you are always dependent to a father figure. You always need a father figure who can bring you into this field of business, who can guide you from the back. Unless and until that support, you hardly shine over there. You can start some movement, because if you see great personalities with the Sun in the 10th house, they're extremely good at it, right? And something significant happens when you add Rahu over there. In the 10th house, if you have Sun and Rahu, and if it's stationary, it's a wonderful combination. Let me tell you 3 names where Sun Rahu is in the 10th house, stationary. Number 1 is obviously Subhash Chandra Bose, the Sun Rahu combination in the 10th house, stationary. Number 2, Donald Trump, another name when Sun Rahu combination in the 10th house, stationary. And you see their life story, right? They belong to a very wealthy family in some point of the time. They had the resources, but they did something very unique, significantly unique. And you see where they are in the field of the history. They are born to make history, right? Especially S.C. Bose, something very significant. Sun Rahu combination in the 10th house. 11th Leo or 11th Sun. In that case, fame in the social circle, right? Salary, father's communication, father's siblings, communication to the father's family. There, what you do when you have a 11th house Leo, something good you do in terms of salary, something good you do, some social service you do in the social circle. You make a temple over there, you make a shade, arrangement for something like that. You throw a party for something good. Most of them runs NGO for that, and you get fame over there. If you have a good position of Sun in the chart and your Leo is in the 11th house, you will get fame because of your social work, because of your social circle. 12th house Leo, 12th house Sun. Here Sun is not debilitated, but Sun is set over there. This is a place, 12th house, where there is no sun ray, right? Sun's significant gesture is absent over there. It is a place in the deep ocean where sunlight cannot reach. So if you're having a 12th house Sun, get ready to have disrespects throughout the life. Here Sun is not going to give you honor. You're always going to get disrespect throughout your lifetime. So this was all about the sign of Leo in different houses. This must help you in the blank chart prediction. But this is an overview of the sign Leo, how it works. It's not a dedicated video on the blank chart prediction. So when you talk about blank chart prediction, there are lots of things we can make predictions out of it. So in the blank chart prediction series, let us talk about the signs first, and then I will try to show some charts to give you blank chart predictions. But there's something interesting about the 5th house. Let me give you some snapshot predictions, since we are talking about Leo in the 5th house. So we know what is 5th house. There's many significations in the 5th house. Let me tell you something very unique that will hardly get into some scriptures. Chamatkar Chintamani has some reference to it. But when I studied further to it, when I did a research about it, I figured out your 5th house is actually your mother's teeth. So if you are having some negative placement in your 5th house, maybe 5th Rahu, 5th Saturn, you will see your mother is facing problem with her teeth, with the placement of the teeth in her mouth, or some problem in the anatomy of the teeth. Something is wrong with the teeth. And why do you see the teeth in a chart? That is 2nd house. So that means your mother's 2nd house and your 5th house are actually connected. So if it's a female chart I am talking about, if your second house is having Saturn for a female chart, for example, your second house is having Saturn in its female chart, you would see there is a gap in the teeth, second house Saturn. If you are having a Saturn in the second house, you will see, okay, in the teeth, in the arrangement of the teeth, there are certain gaps. And you would see that your the education of your children is somehow in compromise, somehow in consideration. I have seen many such combination where the mother is having second house Saturn, and because Saturn is delay, the son has to face problem with education, gave some year loss because of any reason, maybe illness, maybe whatever it is. The kid needs to lose a year in the education if the mother is having a Saturn in the second house, and the vice versa. If you are having 5th house Rahu, 5th house Saturn, 5th house Ketu, your mother will face problem with the teeth. So it's a remedy. Now if you want to treat your education of your kids, you must take care of your teeth for a female chart. If you want to treat your mother's teeth, and if your mother is facing some major problem with the teeth, fix your 5th house. 5th and 2nd are also connected in your own chart also, because 5th house is your stomach and 2nd house is what you eat. It's your face, it's your tongue. So whatever you eat, that directly impacts your 5th house. That means your love life, your kids, your education, your thought process, as Leo is your thought process as well. So be very, very careful what you are eating. There's one chart I remember that person came to me. It's a wonderful chart. His only problem is the children doesn't listen to him. They were doing every possible thing, but their kids are not listening to him. They're doing by their own. So when I saw the chart, I saw that man is having Rahu and Saturn in their 2nd house. So I said him, okay, you do one thing, for 1 month you stop eating the non-veg and stop taking alcohol. So you take completely sattvic bhojan for 1 month and you see the result. And after 1 month that man came and said me, okay, I don't know what is it, but now my son listens to me. He started listening to me. Whatever I am saying, he at least listens. Doesn't matter he obeys it or not, but he listens. The result is far better. Now we can have a discussion. Now he gives some value to my words. Because you are treating your 2nd house, you are having sattvic bhojan, automatically your 5th house is getting treated. Along with your stomach, the rest of the 5th house signification is also going to be treated. So remember, whatever you are eating, it's going to impact actually in your personal life also. There's a connection of the 2nd and 5th, right? Now let us go into some more depth just to make you people understand how the blank chart prediction works. For example, you have an 8th house Leo over there, right? And Leo falls into the 8th house. And let us consider Saturn Rahu is also placed in this particular combination. So 8th house Leo, Saturn Rahu into it, your spouse family will suffer due to some legal issues of land problem. Take it in written, 8th house Leo, any malefics over there, your spouse family is going to suffer with the property, with the land. Add Saturn over there, it will turn towards the legal stuffs. 5th house is your grandfather. Now if you are having Rahu in the 5th house, if you are having Saturn in the 5th house, your grandfather is going to face property problems. You would say some generational problem in the property is being there. With 5th house Rahu or 5th house Saturn. 5th house Saturn, you will have a problem of digestion and constipation because your metabolism is very slow. Saturn is a slow planet. 8th house Leo, your father will have government problems, issues with the government, some documentation problem, some important document would be missing that proves his identity. 8th house Sun, 8th house Leo, or some document will be missing about the land and property. 8th house is your mother's stomach. If you are having, I have seen one chart where this man was having a Mars Rahu combination in the 8th house, and the mother was having Cancer in the stomach. In the mother's chart, there was nothing at all, no such combination of Cancer, but the kid is having Mars Rahu combination in the 8th house. Now you must get confused, how come this is going to make an impact. Now your 4th house is your mother. From 4th house, count number 5, you will reach to your 8th house. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th house from the 4th house is actually the count of 5. So what is the 5th house? Your stomach. 4th house is your mother. So your 8th house is your mother's stomach, and there you have Rahu and Mars, which is an Angarika Yoga, which is giving Cancer to your mother's stomach. Now, does it work in every scenario? All the people who are having a Rahu and Mars in the 8th house, will their mother have a Cancer stomach? No, not necessarily. If the mother's chart also having any imperfection in the 5th house, may it be with the nakshatra, may it be very fiery sign, may it be some complexity in the 5th house and no aspect of Jupiter, this has a high chance that the mother gets a Cancer in the stomach. This is an explanation how the blank chart, how the Bhavat Bhavatam works, how we can play with the planets, with the energy. So once you understand the circumstances of this particular planet, particular energy, you can make stunning predictions out of it. So when I teach you about Aries, about Mars, you can figure out if a house is stealing electricity, as Mars is electricity. Now add Rahu with it. If you see a Mars Rahu combination in certain category of houses or nakshatra, you can figure out if this particular house is stealing electricity or not, and why the load shedding will be done or not. This kind of techniques, this kind of predictions also can be done. It sounds funny, but it can be done, and you can reach to 85 or 90% of accuracy with that if you do it perfectly. So finally, the conclusion is, wherever the Leo is present, as Leo is a sign of royal sign, you will always have a problem of attitude, problem of ego, problem of proud in nature. So wherever your Leo is present, you demand honor there, you become proudy about that particular signification. Sometimes it works in your benefit, sometimes it works in your negative POV. It is upon you how you take care of your sign of Leo in certain houses. So I am not enlarging these videos further. It is a basic idea how Leo works in different houses and what is the basic quality of the Leo. For more depth, if you have any specific questions, any specific topic you want me to discuss with you, you can let me know in the comment box. Till then, keep reading, keep learning. Thanks for watching.